Rock and roll, magical, sovereign sobriety. It's Monday. Never miss a Monday. This too shall pass. When do you use that? Well, here's the thing is you can usually use it when you're going through something, right? And especially if you're in AA, it's a very, very commonly used phrase. This too shall pass. When you're in the thick of things and you're like, how am I going to get through this? And somebody who is a little been in the program or a little wiser, hey guys, might just say, this too shall pass. And you're like, you're right. It will. This too shall pass. And here's the thing about this too shall pass. And you'll see it, if you go into like a 12-step meeting in a meeting, you'll see these different sayings posted on the wall. And a lot of them, you'll see like the 12 steps, and then you'll have let go, let God. So different types of little sayings. And one of them is this too shall pass. And I was thinking about this today because I'm kind of going through something. And I also tell my clients, I say, when they're going through something, nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. Literally everything is temporary. There is never like, it never stays the same. Everything, every second of every day, it's different, right? And in a blink of an eye, welcome. In a blink of an eye, everything could be different. So it's almost like, okay, so how far down the rabbit hole are you going to let yourself go, your mind go? How like a nosedive into depression, or maybe you're like the F-its and I'm going to pick up a drink. But if you use the saying, this too shall pass, and know that that is true, literally, this too shall pass. And so when you realize just everything is temporary, things are a lot easier to manage, and you don't stay in that low vibe, that low, like, oh shit, like what am I going to do? Oh my God, like how? And then, you start to like stay in that, and your mind starts to talk to you, and there's like negative chatter. And so your mind can really take you to a far off place, a far off destiny. And it could be up really high. So this also works for the highs and the lows. So what we could also say is like, oh, we're riding high. Things are going really well for a while. You're cruising and you get kind of comfortable. And guess what? The universe is going to like throw you in a curveball. Curveball. My hair right now. I am totally in a, oh my God, curveball. Okay. But the thing I also tell, hi guys, if you're joining, tell me where you're joining from. Show me, give me your, say, hey, this is Karyn and I'm from New Jersey. Okay, so the other thing I tell my clients is, that it's always happening for you. Like it's always happening for you, even if you can't see it in this very moment. So when I click to myself and I think, okay, this is happening for me. So I know at the other end, or as I like try to be patient, or you're like riding the wave, you got to ride the wave to make sure you like don't wipe out. You got to like go with the flow is another. I use that all the time. Is you just go with the flow and let that shit go. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. And so knowing the two things is if you're riding high, guess what? This too shall pass. You'll go low, dip. You're like on a roller coaster or on a wave where you're like, woo, whatever you associate with, use that. So, so if you're riding high, know that this too shall pass, right? So you have to be able to navigate the ups and the downs and the waves or the roller coaster, navigate it through the highs, and don't get too like, oh, used to it, or too, like too up in your head. You have to remain humble and realize, like, it's shifting, it's changing. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. So if nothing is permanent and everything is temporary, you it's best, in my opinion, is to learn how to navigate and stay as balanced as you possibly can, and not get too wrapped up into the one or the other, the high or the low, and understand that this too shall pass. Meaning, you know, life, if and I also tell this to my clients is, if life were always high, we wouldn't know um how good those high times were, because that's all we would know. We wouldn't know the up and the down, right? We wouldn't know it because we'd all be riding like up here. So we'd get bored. Literally, we would get bored. So life is the way it is and throws us these curveballs, and to keep things interesting, or to keep us evolving, or maybe to help us adapt to certain situations. Now, as an alcoholic in recovery, I didn't know how to cope. I didn't have the skills or the tools that I have now to be able to navigate through the lows, or the extreme. I was very extreme, and if something like irritated me, my answer was to pick up a drink and just sort of check out and think it was going to go away. What I found out was it just got progressively worse when I would pick up a drink to solve some kind of temporary situation. Oh, I'm having a rough day at work, I'm gonna just get drunk. Or, oh, I won that award, so I'm gonna celebrate. So using something outside of yourself, such as alcohol or whatever it is, you're a shopaholic, you can't stop doing online gambling, whatever it is, or porn, whatever your addiction is, you use that to cope when you feel away. So whether it's like really up or really down, that's not being able to navigate and ride the waves, or understand that, like, this too shall pass, and that everything's permanent, nothing is temporary. So when everything's permanent and nothing is temporary, in this very moment, you should ask yourself, if you're having a rough time in this very moment right now, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay. So maybe I personally, I'll share with you, like, maybe I personally am freaking the crap out because I bleached the crap out of my hair, and it broke off, and I'm navigating whatever, I'm really trying to work through it and understand that it's temporary. Everything is temporary, and it's also happening for me. So I don't know what's on the other side of this, but you got to just breathe through it, understand that this too shall pass, and that it's not permanent, it's temporary. So if everything's temporary, it's really not worth getting too upset about. So I think back in the day, I've never bleached. I bleach the crap out of my hair about every 10 years. I get this like Jones in, and I start thinking about it and thinking about it. And then I always remember like what it involves, and that my hair is very dark, and it takes a lot to bleach it. I always remember, and I always do it because for some reason I get that urge, and I know what the consequences might be, and I do it because you know what? Change is good. and change is where it's at. And so when you can, like I tell my clients as well, when you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, like I literally wasn't going to do my live tonight. I got called into work for a little bit, and that threw my schedule off, and then I was like freaking out because I'm just navigating through this, and I wasn't going to go live. And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, you have to push through your fear, and you can't just allow one thing to stop what you're doing. You can't. And so here I am, late, but you know what? I decided that you can't hide, you can't run. You have to face your fears head on. And the other thing I will tell you is that, you know, it's not about what's on the outside. It's not about like having muscles, or it's not about that. It's not about like having like, it's just not. Life is not about that. Life is about who you are in the inside and what you have to offer people. And so knowing this, I had to really, really just go face head on, go into the fire, and understand that everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent. And knowing that this too shall pass. So all of these things enable us to, hey, Tom, enable us to push past and get on the other side of it, on the difficult part. And if you could do that without picking up a drink or whatever your vice is, then you're winning. You're winning. And when you push past your fear and tap into the faith, then it all works out in the long run. So I'm not sure exactly why this is happening, but it's happening for me. And so anytime you're wondering like, why is this happening to me? It is not. It's happening for you. And so maybe you can't see it at first, but allow yourself to just breathe into it. Don't get too upset. Don't go for that thing when, say, you're trying to not drink. It's not worth it. And I can also tell you, every time that I have bleached the crap out of my hair, I've never done it sober. And I literally would just like do extreme things. Like I would like just chop it all off right away, or I would keep bleaching it, or I would keep doing something until like I had zero hair, which, we've got some issues, but like I said, it's all happening and nothing's permanent. Everything's temporary. And so you put one foot in front of the other and you just keep going and understand that like life is like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs, because if it was all up, then we wouldn't know what a down was, and we wouldn't know that that was really good. So we embrace the good, and be grateful that we have those times. And also we are able to navigate and use our tool belt and our internal skills. We have everything that we need inside. We don't need anything outside of ourselves to be able to say calm or just shift out of any negative energy. So that's all I have for tonight. I just wanted to jump on and share. If you are sober or sober curious, or you're in recovery, any kind of recovery, which most of us are from something in life, that's basically what I show up to help people navigate through living a healthy, happy, well-balanced life. And if you are sober, staying sober, but also really, really, really living your best life and free from any attachments. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to click like and subscribe, and you'll be notified when I go live or upload a new video. Thank you guys for being here. Super grateful. I'll see you soon. Bye.